kó ṣàánú. Báwo ni Sáyọ́nì ṣe rí? Ìlú mímọ́ tí àwọn àyànfẹ́ ti ń pàdé. Ó bani nínú jẹ́. Omi márà lèyí Olúwa, bá wa sọ di dídùn.
Omi márà lèyí o, omi márà lèyí o. Bàbá, omi márà lèyí o, bàbá o. Ó á lè dùn, ó á lè dùn láìsí ọ Jèhófà o. Sọ di dídùn, sọ di dídùn já Jèhófà o ẹ̀bẹ̀. Alákòóso, alákòóso ti gbìyànjú wọn kò lè ṣe. Alátúnṣe, alátúnṣe ṣàpá púpọ̀ apá wọn ká. Omi máa lè jẹ́, omi máa lè yó. Sọ di dídùn, sọ di dídùn já Jèhófà o ẹ̀bẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe o. 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 Àgbéraga ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra yín. Àgbéraga ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra. Alágídí ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra yín o. Alágídí ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra. Òjò ẹ̀san kò ní gbé sókè. Òjò ẹ̀san kò ní gbé sókè yóò rọ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe o. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe o. Wọlé ló béèrè, ó ní níbo ni ìgbéraga gbà wọ Sáyọ́nì? Ta ni ó mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ promotion ló gbé kọ̀ǹténà ìgbéraga wọ Sáyọ́nì? A lè bí ìgbéraga ká gbé fún Ọlọ́run tán. Ọlọ́run á lè gbà kí ìgbéraga gbé ọ̀dọ̀ òun. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe.
All right, lovely, wonderful people. How are you? Enjoy that music by Prince Debo Ojubuye. Before we start, please help me to share this. Legemo people coming up. All right, thank you.
Kéde la Síónì jà, kìlọ̀ fún àwọn alágídí Síónì pé ọjọ́ kan súnmọ́lé. Bíbélì ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run nínú ìwé òwe orí 11 ẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀ 2 kí ló sọ ní ti àwọn agbéraga? Ó ní bí ìgbéraga bá dé nígbà náà ni ìtìjú dé. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe. Ó dáa, kí ni Bíbélì ilẹ̀ wa sọ nínú ìwé àwọn àgbà orí 5 ẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀ 10 títí dé ìparí? Kí ló kà? Kíyèsí, ẹyẹ kan wà tí orúkọ rẹ̀ a máa ń jẹ́ akoko. Àwọn eléèbó pè é ní woodpecker. A fún ẹyẹ yìí lágbára kan tí ẹyẹ mìíràn kò ní. A máa fi àkó ẹnu rẹ̀ dá ihò sára igi nínú igbó. Bó ti wù kí igi ọ̀hún le tàbí kó tóbi tó. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dà. ìgbéraga gùn ún lọ́kàn ó gbàgbé pé agbára òun kì í ṣòun lòun ní pé olódùmarè ló ní. ó pé pàdé àwọn ẹyẹ yòókù sì wá ó gbéraga ó sì sọ fún wọn ó ní lọ́jọ́ tí ìyá òun bá kú òun á fi ẹnu wa hò sínú àpáta òun á sì sin ìyá òun sínú rẹ̀. àgbéraga ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra yín àgbéraga ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra. òjò ẹ̀san kò ní gbé sókè òjò ẹ̀san kò ní gbé sókè yóò rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe. ó sì ṣe lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ díẹ̀ ìyá rẹ̀ ṣàìsàn dójú ikú ó wá ń bẹ Ọlọ́run kí ìyá òun má ti kú nítorí pé typhoid fever pàápàá ń ṣe òun lọ́wọ́ ìbẹ́ sì ti bà ẹnu rẹ̀ jẹ́ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ tí kò lè fi àkó ẹnu rẹ̀ dá ewé lu mọ́.
All right, once again, welcome everybody. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm very sure that it's going to be a very exciting moment, educative, informative moment together today. So this is Ajigbade Lene television. And today we're talking about Abe-Ugbonla church demolition. You see, to talk about Abe-Ugbonla, we have a lot of things to talk about. However, in this particular edition of this live show, I will only touch some specific areas, some sensitive and specific areas. But in our subsequent show, I will be telling you more things you need to know about Abe-Ugbonla. I'm not talking about the history right now. I'm not talking about the formation, the founding, operations and all those stuff. I'm just talking about the matters that are currently arising in Abe-Ugbonla, which I believe is a major concern, safety concern for the people in the community. So that is exactly what we're talking about. If you check the video, you will observe that we have posted the number that you can be able to call in order to make your contribution, in order to ask questions. Use WhatsApp. It's a foreign line, so if you're calling, especially from Nigeria, for you to save your call credits, you might want to use a WhatsApp call, preferably. So thank you so much. All right, let's go straight to today's point. Abe-Ugbonla happened to be one of the Christian communities founded by our father, the late King of Zion, Prophet Elisha Ajigbade Lene Ogunfeyimi. Apart from Ugbonla, Abe-Ugbonla also, you can see the affiliate, Abe-Ugbonla. It's like an annex to Ugbonla. So it's one of the community, the Christian communities in Ilaje land, founded by our church head. Presently in Abe-Ugbonla, information is reaching us almost on a daily basis of the happenings in that community. It's a little bit remote, so it's possible people who go through issues in these remote communities in Africa, they keep enduring the abuse from leaders and other community members, and no one is speaking on their behalf because they are in these remote locations. Their voices cannot come to the social media to let what they're going through known to the whole world. So a show like this is to bring their feelings, their cries, their tough times, the oppression they are going through in that community, is to bring it to bear for everyone to know what people, innocent people, are going through in their various communities. So Abe-Ugbonla has just a single church, a place of worship, because it's a Christian community, and it belongs to the CNS Church of Zion, just like we have in Ugbonla land. Ugbonla is the headquarters of the CNS Church of Zion, so Abe-Ugbonla is like annexed to it. They have just a church. You can see the picture I displayed right there beside me was taken in 1989. Beautiful, beautiful memory. 1989. And that is a group of people that have just gone through theological training of the CNS Church of Zion under our founding father, Baba Lene, in 1989. And they were to go through their water baptism. So they are there right in front of the church, you know, making arrangement for the water baptism. They do this every year, even currently in Ugbonla, what we popularly call training. So people go through this biblical training for a period of time, and they are ordained to serve in their various churches. People come from all over in the nation, including, you know, outside the country, to get trained in the way of the Lord and go back to their churches, you know, to continue spreading the gospel. This has been the practice in the CNS Church of Zion, you know, in the church. So that is it. Now we have this same church, unfortunately, was demolished last year, 2020. Okay, and these are the remains of the church. That same church you see in 1989 for the ordination and baptism ceremony. We now have the church today as this. We have a lot of photos. Okay, you can actually go to our blog, Ajigbadelene.com. See the blog, you see more pictures of the demolition. And the young man here is called Zacchaeus, Mr. Zacchaeus Ajimosun. Mr. Zacchaeus Ajimosun happened to be a leader, as we were told, happened to be the Baale of Abe-Ugbonla. I don't know, maybe that is a legal thing yet, okay? But that is actually the report that came to us, alleged reports, okay? So it is assumed, or he is presently the Baale of Abe-Ugbonla. And as such, he is exercising his authority as a leader. And remember, Abe-Ugbonla is a Christian community, and having a Baale, a traditional position, is controversial, right? You accept with me that it's controversial. However, even if he is there and is seen to be running affairs smoothly of the community, for development, for the safety of the people of the community, it's possible that nobody want to talk about it. But that is actually not the case. If he is the Baale, as we were told, he's playing some sensitive roles that we want to bring to the public. And we want to inform parents in Abe-Ugbonla, parents of girls, of boys, of young children, to be security sensitive because of the roles this young man is playing. I will itemize them one after the other. These are alleged, and I'm hoping that he will one day send us a video to justify himself, to say, no, we never did this and all those things. I'm hoping to have a time like that with him, or to probably bring him on the show. All right, I can see our viewers asking question. Precisely, Mr. Mike Oluwole Mekuleyi is asking, what are the reasons for the demolition? All right, according to the reports that came to us, we don't know. But primarily, we were told because he wants to rebuild it. That was the only reason that has gotten to us for now, that he wants to rebuild the church building that he demolished a few weeks ago in the year 2020. So that is it. He wants to rebuild it. And since the church building has been demolished, no church service holds in the community. So what the man now did was he now started a church service in his own apartment. He started a church service in his own apartment and he became the head. Meanwhile, the main church actually has a pastor, a presiding pastor, that was put there by the leadership of the CNS Church of Zion, headquartered in Abe-Ugbonla. So after demolishing the building, the pastor doesn't have anything to do again. So now this man, the Baale, the said or alleged Baale, Mr. Zacchaeus Ajimosun, now has the church in his apartment, and most people don't go there in the community because he has not really been a friendly leader to the community people. So it is absurd to just wake up and say, let me go fellowship with this man who has just demolished our church for no reason. So I am using this avenue to also bring this to the awareness of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, to also bring this to the awareness of the leadership of the Igbo land, especially our Oba, the Olugbo of Igbo land. Sir, I don't know if you are aware that Mr. Zacchaeus has demolished the only church in Abe-Ugbonla. If you are not aware, I'm using this avenue, sir, to reach you, Kabesi, that the church in Abe-Ugbonla is no more in existence. It has been demolished by Mr. Zacchaeus Ajimosun. And he said, he told the people that he wanted to rebuild it. This is just, there are a lot of things I'm bringing up in this particular edition, because we have gotten the police people visiting the location, and I'll be showing you the videos and the conversations. Please feel free to call in at any time to ask questions or to further enlighten the public using this platform. It's okay. Feel free anytime. The numbers are attached there. Make sure it's WhatsApp so you can save your call credit. Again, thank you for being a part of this. For those of us on YouTube, do me a favor, subscribe to our channel. And if you're also on Facebook, like this page and subscribe also to our channel on YouTube. Let's talk more about this case. So we don't know anything going on. You know, before you talk about reconstruction, there must have been a plan of former information being taken to the entire community, telling them that we're going to be demolishing this building, this church building, and that we're going to be moving our service henceforth to my apartment. It's reasonable to fully carry the community along, their pastor and the worshippers. But actually, nobody knew this building was going to be brought down until they saw people putting it down. It's serious. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. So, all the leadership of the CNS Church of Zion worldwide, we are pleading. We have shared a petition, a virtual petition that you can help us to sign. And let's get this across to CAN, to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to all Christian leaders in Nigeria, and let them see what vulnerable people are going through in the hands of those people that call themselves leaders. Leadership, in the best of my knowledge, means make life easier for people in your community. It's not to distress them, give them sleepless nights. And this is a right to worship. It's a right to worship that you have taken from innocent people for a reason that is so flimsy. In fact, very unreasonable reason. Don't let me call it flimsy. Very, very unreasonable. And this is not right. As such, again, I'm calling the leadership of the entire Ilaje land, of Igbo land, our Kabiesi, Oba Frederick Akinrutan, Mr. Zacchaeus Ajimosu. We were told that it was the leadership of the Kabiyesi, the Olugbo of Igbo land, that actually appointed him as the Baale to Abe-Ugbonla. If he did, it means every activity he carries out, he does it in the name of the leadership of the Igbo land. But I really don't want to rush at any conclusion. Probably the Kabiyesi doesn't know about this. As such, this is an opportunity for the Kabiyesi to be fully aware that Mr. Ajimosu is misrepresenting his integrity so much in Abe-Ugbonla. All right, now let's talk more about this man called Mr. Zacchaeus Ajimosu. You see, not every adult or even educated people qualify to be leaders. We are all gifted differently. Now, if you have access to the place of a leadership, and you know you are not gifted or enlightened to do it, for you not to bring unnecessary distraction for yourself, to destroy your image in the society, and to mismanage resources and abuse the right of the people. Don't dare near a place of leadership. And this is a major problem in the entire, continent of Africa. We are plagued with bad leadership. And this is a typical example. And I have no regret saying it. Now, there is a recent case also that I was told it has been taken to the court. I guess the hearing will be like sometime next week. I was told that I'm going to be showing you a video and I'll buttress on that video. But for you to really understand it, one of Baba Lene's children was accused with attempted murder. Mr. Zacchaeus accused him, Pastor Shola, he accused him for sending people to poison his water. The water that, the drum of water he put near his house or beside his house, drum umi. He said he sent people to poison it when they were trying to paste their poster on that building where the drums of water were. So as such, it became a very serious case. So let me go ahead to play that video for you to see. I don't know which should come first. No. This shouldn't come first. Let me put this. There are two videos. So sorry, before we continue, that is Mr. Zacchaeus speaking, and present with him are police officers sent from Igbokoda. I guess it became a serious case, so they called the police. So this is Abe-Ugbonla. This is happening in Abe-Ugbonla. Remember, there's an alleged case of attempted murder that his drinkable water was poisoned. So that you can get that.
Wọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé ní wọ́n ṣe pé fún mi ṣe ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ tí mo bọ́ ṣe wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ìfẹ́ káwọn bíkìlà yẹn kó já sí kí wọ́n fiṣẹ́ wọn sílẹ̀ so bọ́n ṣe wá síbí ni wọ́n bẹ̀ ṣe rìn ní wọ́n rìn lọ báyìí ọlọ́run á ṣe normally àti gbogbo lẹ̀ pupa àti gbogbo lẹ̀ wọ́n lè fọ́ọ̀sì wọ́n lè gba wíwò wọlé o ìkọ́ ọgbà ká fẹ́ ṣẹ̀sì òun la já gbogbo àwọn ìdè so kí ni mo fẹ́ yọ ọ́n bẹ̀ ìgbà tó wá di ìgbà tí a ṣètò táwa ṣètò pátápátá àwọn yẹn ti lọ wọ́n ti wá lẹ̀ kí mi mọ iye bí tó ń lẹ̀ sí wọ́n nílùú o so bí a ṣe wọ́n sí bí tí a
àgbẹ̀dẹ yìí lọ ilé tó kú àti alákàn.
so bí a ṣe wá
alákọ̀ọ́yẹ kò ní.
ẹ fún lómi yẹn ẹ má gbé dání ẹ má gbé dání.
yóò fẹsẹ̀
má fọwọ́ ràn.
à ń fọwọ́ ràn.
lọ́rọ̀ kan sá bí wọ́n ṣe bí àwa ṣe padà wá lálẹ́ ní nǹkan bí 5:36 ní a ṣe wá wọ́n sọ pé kí ìtẹ̀tọ́ á wo gbogbo kan tó ń lẹ̀ síbi iná torí mi ò fẹ́ gbà fẹ́ jẹun so bí mo ṣe cross wa mo wá rí ti bí ẹ̀mí kò kò bí láti bí aṣọ kí ló tún wà nínú omi kẹ̀mí wo lóhùn yìí so mo wá pe gbogbo ọmọdé ẹ pé ó dùn ọ̀kan dẹ̀ wà nínú omi wọ̀nyí o eléyìí kún so nínú ẹ ṣe bí mi bí mo ṣàrò ni ẹ pé ó jẹ́ pé kìíní tí àwọn ọmọ wọn sọ pé wọ́n wá lẹ̀ pé sọ lára wọn wá lẹ̀ pé ṣé wọ́n wá pọ́ọ̀sì omi dèmí ni so bí wọ́n ṣe á bí mi nǹkan tó kú wá lọ́kàn mi pé kí n dẹ̀ da omi sọnù bí mo ṣe ń da sọnù yẹn ẹyẹ yẹn ó jẹ gàrí tí wọ́n bù fún bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn so omi yẹn wá dà sínú gàrí yẹn ó wá dà sára yẹn ó wá dà sọjílẹ̀ èmi ẹ̀ka tó wá rẹ kó dọ̀ ẹ́ ti pọ̀ jù pé kí n da dúró so bí mo ṣe da dúró yẹn tí mo lọ pé gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ wá pé ìkan báyìí ni mo mọ̀ rí o ni mo wá gbé fóònù mi tí mo ṣẹ̀ wá lọ sí church lọ́rùn yẹn mo á lọ kámẹ́rà yẹn tó ń ṣe síbẹ̀ mo tó kámẹ́rà gbogbo omi yìí kòkò pẹ́ ni oúnjẹ omi tí ẹ̀dìẹ̀ yẹn ń jẹ tí omi tí mo dà ń bí tó dà sí tí tó bí tẹ́yẹ ẹsẹ̀ jẹ nínú pààlù yẹn tẹ́yẹ tó tún jẹ àti omi tó mu mo kàn rí pé ẹyẹ kan ṣe báyìí ẹyẹ kan ṣe wọ́n á sọ fún ọmọdé wọn pé ẹyẹ yìí jẹ gàrí èyí omi yìí là dání àti omi wọn mọ ó mà ti ṣe bákan wọ́n á kúkú nẹ́sùn wọ́n á sì pé ẹyẹ yìí ń ṣe báyìí ẹyẹ yìí ń ṣe báyìí bí ipa ti ní express bí ẹdìẹ bá fẹ́ kú ìmẹ́lẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tí mo kàn á ṣe ni pé wọ́n á gbé fóònù wọ́n á pe Ṣọlá ìmẹ́lẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tí màá kàn tún ṣe nìyẹn pé Ṣọlá àwọn báyìí wá bá wa nígbà tá a ṣiṣẹ́ ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wọ́n sọ pé kó wá kámẹ́rà kó wá lẹ pósítà pé wọ́n kó ń bẹ̀ wọ́n tún wá sínú ilé bí wọ́n rìn káàkiri wọ́n lẹ̀ ẹ̀tìgbà tá a ṣe tán báyìí tá a fẹ́ àwẹ̀ tá a fẹ́ jẹun omi tó wà ń bì yìí ṣe ló rán wọn wá wọn á fẹ̀sùn wá kàn án ògàngán pé ṣe ló rán wọn kó wá pọ́ọ̀sì omi dè èmi ìrònú mi ni pé kó sọ dáná kò jà àwọn tó wá lẹ pósítà yìí o èmi ni mo ráwọn ọbẹ̀ tí mi sọ pé kó wá pọ́ọ̀sì omi dè mí o àbí mi ìmọ̀ nípa kò tẹ̀ sọ lọ́bẹ̀ bí inú sì bí tá a ṣe jọ sọ̀rọ̀ síra nìyẹn mo wá wo ọ̀rọ̀ tá a sọ síra pé ọ̀nà èyí ti fẹ́ mi ná tẹ́lẹ̀ òré dídì rán ìlànà ẹ̀wá rin kọlu ẹ̀ ibi tí ẹ̀rù tí wàá bà mí nìyẹn tí mo wá pàkíyèsí gbogbo ènìyàn sí táwa kò kàn lé omi
nǹkan tó wà níbi oníkẹ́ wá àti àwọn ó yá ti yá tó dàda àfẹ́wé tàn.
so àwọn ọmọ tí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ kan yẹn wọ́n wà nílùú yìí.
ó yá.
no ẹ nídìí nígbà tí pálọ̀ yẹn kò sí kéèsì ní pálọ̀.
dáná kó jà.
lẹ́ẹ̀gbà tí a ti ń gbógun ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì àwa máa gbàdúrà níbi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ilé tí community kan tí ẹnikẹ́ni tẹ̀mí tó lè jẹ́ olórí tí mo ń lò so ibi ìlà tí ń jọ ṣe tí a bá lè tí ń jọ ṣe ìlànà wa ní ìlànà kérúbù àṣẹ àfihàn pé tá a bá ti ń gbàdúrà àporúkọ Ọlọ́run àporúkọ Jésù àporúkọ Mósè Olúmọládé àtúporúkọ Lene tẹ́ ẹ bá wo kiri tó wà ní báyìí Jésù nìyí Mósè Olúmọládé nìyí bàbá Lene nìyí gbogbo ètò kù èmi tẹ́ bá wo bíi Jésù bàbá Lene tẹ́ bá tún lọ wo bẹ ẹ̀rí Jésù ẹ̀rí Mósè Olúmọládé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlànà wa pé ẹ̀sìn yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run látọ̀dọ̀ Jésù wá tọ̀dọ̀ Mósè Olúmọládé.
All right, so that is the first video. Let me know what you think. Remember, the allegation started with a poster that the pastor according to him, Pastor Shola sent a group of people to paste posters for a church program. The church program was not holding in Abe, but we had people that will be attending the program from Abe. In preparation for the program, I guess they went home. They went back home with the poster of the program, so, and they were pasting it around in Abe community, Abe-Ugbonla. So they put one of it in that building. Now, let me tell you something about that building. I had to, when this was brought to me, I had to really ask a lot of questions. So it won't be like you're working on fake news. No, we won't do that on this platform by God's grace. So I asked questions. I said, okay, who has that building? They said, that is the building the community put there for Baba Lene. So they refer to it as Baba Lene's building. And then when Mr. Zacchaeus got to the community, I guess he still even met some property that belonged to some Baba Lene's family that were staying there before they moved, and he moved them out. So that's where he stays. So when the church was demolished, as you could see that he told us that he has moved the fellowship to his house. So now, meanwhile, he's not the appointed Olori of the church, according to the CNS Church of Zion headquartered in Ebola, according to my question. So, Baba is Olori, but I want to for church, Olori. So, church yeti. So, I brought this case because look at it. Did you hear it? Ediye mumi, ediye jediye, ediye poison, poison, ediye seba oku. In fact, in this next video, I will show you that too. Let's go to the next video. So I can't talk jediye, momi yuku. So I can't talk ku. Look at the policeman laughing. It's because it's ridiculous. Okay, that is as short as that, all right? So, and that is the case going on. So, this particular case of somebody poisoned the water, somebody did this, I was told that it has been taken to court. So, Pastor Shola has been charged to court, so let them be dealing with themselves. But what this edition of the program is concerned about is how safe are the people of the community under their leadership who is demolishing everything and depriving them, causing chaos unnecessarily. You see, the police people could not even really, what are you talking about? That someone is having a program, put the poster up, and in order to bring up a case, you said they poisoned water, you know. I will be giving you updates about that case as they go about with the court case. All right. So, meanwhile, the demolition of the church. Someone is asking, I can hear that Mr. Odola Eric says, before the demolition of the church building, what are the issues on ground with the ballet and the pastor in charge? Sincerely, I do not know, but can there be any issue that will warrant the demolition of a building? Because let us assume there is a controversy or issue going on between the pastor of the church, of the demolished church, and this ballet man, Mr. Jimosu. Is there anything that will warrant that a community property, the church building doesn't belong to the pastor, it belongs to the community, to the community. It belongs to the community, belongs to the church, it belongs to the people. So what could be the case going on between the leader of the church and the ballet of Abe, and what could be it that he will just conclude solely? No policeman was brought in view before the demolition. He took a sole decision. That was why I said that probably he's working on instructions from above. We will get to know. Okay? Because I want to totally disagree that Kabiesi Frederick, the Olugbo of Igbo land, gave him the instruction to demolish the church. We don't know yet. So that's why I'm using this avenue to let the Olugbo see it. And in case he was the one that gave the instruction, we will get to know about it. But the point is that it is so wrong, abusive, oppressing for you to bring down the building where people fellowship. And you are imposing the fellowship on them by bringing it to your church. It means you want to do it your own way. And there are a lot of issues. I got talking to the people of the community by phone call to ask for how does this guy, Mr. Ajimosu, behaves in that community. And a case that happened in 2015 was brought to my notice by the people of the community. And it's on this note I want to plead with a particular family in that community. I wrote down the name. Sorry, I'm not so... there's a family in that community that need help urgently because of Mr. Ajimosu. Let me put Mr. Ajimosu there because I'm talking about him right now. Yeah, there is the man. So now there is a family called Ikuyeju. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry with my pronunciation. Okay. There's a family in Abe that is called Ikuyeju. It was brought to my notice about the case of their daughter. I'm not going to break the entire table right now. But the case of that girl brought the family till date. They are in debt. They don't know how to foot their bills. A case came up that made this same Mr. Ajimosu to drag this innocent poor family to court. You know, some people who were trying to make ends meet, living within their, limits. They don't want to live an expensive life. You call yourself a leader, you drag them to court for a case that you might be guilty. You are even guilty, not you might be guilty. You drag them to court. They had to look for money to get a lawyer for themselves. They had to look for money to settle a lot of bills that is court related. Until date, I called a member of the family yesterday. They are still in debt. Someone who call himself a leader in this community it's not a very big community. You put people in pains. Okay? And this is so disheartening. If you have any contact in, with anybody in Abe, I think you should give a call and check on the people there. And check on this family, Ikuyeju family. And let's know what has been going on with the people there. Now, this was the one I heard. What about the one we never knew about? At times, you see, all these abusive leaders, once they make life miserable for their subjects or for the people in the community, people that cannot afford much, they will only choose to be quiet and endure the abuse because they don't have money to drag things the way they are dragging it. They are using the public fund, stolen money, to drag innocent people to court. This is wicked. This is so wicked. So I'm calling again the leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria, the larger region of Kan, CNS Church of Zion worldwide leadership, the Olugbo of Igbo, Kabiesi, the Kabiesi of CNS Church of Zion, Obamubolorunduro. I'm calling all your attention to this case. That fine, why other court cases are going on, I may not want to concern myself with it for now. But for the church building, we need to do something about it. Do me a favor, if it will not be too much to ask. I have written a petition, an online petition, that I need people to sign. Do you know what my request is? Let that church building be reconstructed. It is part of our heritage. There was nothing wrong. That was one of the best buildings in the community, and also the building of Baba Lene there. This building that the man is staying, And for you to just, all of a sudden bring down the building, saying you want to reconstruct it, is disturbing. I don't think we should be quiet. Ugbonla people, I don't think we should be quiet over this thing. How about a lot of other abusive things going on in that community against the people? How do we know? Now, let me say this. In the process of asking more questions about Mr. Ajimosu, I was told about the practices that he imbibed for the church he has in his house. We were told that this man scraped people's hair. We have victims who have also spoken to us. In the name of those are not, see, do you know why people hate the white garment churches? Do you know why the Pentecostal, they fight the white garment churches and they don't believe, the white garment churches is a church of Jesus Christ? Because of practices such as the one being imbibed and practiced by Mr. Zacchaeus Ajimosu, who calls himself, or who ordained himself a church leader. I don't know who ordained him as a church leader. I don't know. What if you leave the church, let people be fellowshipping with that one, and you have another branch in your own house, but it's just a walking distance? It's a controversial issue. That in order to bring people to the church you have, you need to destroy the main church. This is brutal. This is unfair. It's wicked. It's abusive. It's evil. So all the practices like you see, I happen to know someone who was a victim of a lady who was not, a baby. She never gathered herself till she died. Someone very close to me. Somebody within my age. So now, parents in Bobane family, ni Abe-Ugbonla, we gonna let them take care of their children. Don't leave your children and make them vulnerable to wicked people. So tiri anga ishe bika, anga people that are in positions, anti shemu angoma. Some of the young coming as adults now, atikekere, unati inflict young. We should avoid it. As a parent, as a mother, it was. I cried when I heard some of these details that these guys, about what these guys, has been doing. So I'm trying to be sure that please feel free to call and make your contribution. Feel free to call in and make your contribution so I don't do all the talking. Meanwhile, let me react to your whether there are questions here posted. Now, one of our viewers is asking, one Mr. Oluwagbotemi Gabriel Demey is asking, is this not Zacchaeus Ajimosu? Yes, sir. That's Zacchaeus Ajimosu, a.k.a. Danakoja. That's ridiculous. I think something is wrong somewhere. A lot are wrong, sir. That is the same Zacchaeus you and I knew in those days, sir. He's been made the ballet of Abe-Ugbonla. Now he has made himself, or he has been made the leader of the church, Olori join Abe-Ugbonla. And probably because people were not paying attention to him pronouncing himself as Olori or being imposed on the people of the community as Olori Kokola for church in any other church. So not everybody goes to church right now. It's pathetic, and I don't think we should be quiet over things like this. All right, there's another comment here by Olawumi Oluwaseun says, leaders are supposed to serve the community, not to make life difficult for them. Exactly. But reverse is the case in some of our communities, including Abe-Ugbonla. Another one from Mr. David Akinjagula. I'm sorry, Mr. David. So just let me refer you to as David. So Mr. David is saying, was he a member of the church? No. Where was the decision for the demolition taken? I don't know. I don't know a jack about those stuff, sincerely. Who are the members of the building committee? I don't know. There was actually no committee. You are asking very fantastic questions. Did the headquarters give like a vet to the action taken? I don't know. No, they don't even know about it. That is why I'm talking about it. That is why I'm bringing it to public notice, and I'm going to push it more than this. This to me is absurd and must be challenged. Exactly, brother. Should we be keeping quiet over everything and we allow these people to destroy what God has used our fathers to put in place, making life difficult? Ilaje is zoned under the Niger Delta region in Nigeria. We finance majorly the Nigeria revenue with crude oil. Ilaje community is the most undeveloped community in the whole of Nigeria. As undeveloped as the communities of Ilaje are, they are still oppressing the people. The leaders are still oppressing the people. You heard about 2 months ago about the sea incursion that happened in Ayetoro community. How children were swept out of their parents' homes in the middle of the night by sea incursion into their houses. Until date, nothing was done to help those people. They became homeless. I called them, there were shows I did, to bring this to the public notice. It is pathetic and evil. People across the globe often think that Ilaje people should be the richest, one of the richest communities. You see, the crown you are fighting for, or that you are saying you have the position you are fighting for, like Mr. Zaki was fighting for position, it doesn't bring any development to the community. It doesn't bring any development to the people. If there is money being released by the federal government or the state government, they circulate it among a few. Crude oil extract. It's a life of suffering, and it's not fear. All right, let me see if I have more. Olaumi Oluwaseun is replying to Mr. Odola saying the ballet too was a pastor, I guess. He made himself the pastor. Originally he was not actually the pastor. All right. Mr. Oluwagbemi is saying, I stand to be corrected. I knew Baba Lene installed him as a leader, and he conducted 40 days. In Ebola, praying for Baba Jemine. I also knew how he suffered from Olugbo when supporting Jemine. So I don't know why fighting Lene legacy. Something is wrong somewhere. All right. Thank you, Mr. Demain. You're saying that this Mr. Zacchaeus has once been a responsible person when Baba Lene was alive. If I get that correctly, that maybe he was installed as the leader of the church. As the leader of the church, I actually have a different information. There's actually another person who is actually a leader of the church. Okay, so he might be a leader in Abe-Ugbonla, but I doubt if he was the leader of the church. So you are not sure why he's demolishing the legacy of Baba Lene. We don't know. People get possessed. They don't remain the same. People get possessed. Probably he needs help and prayer. But before the prayer and the help will come to him, after all, he should not endanger more people in the community. This was the guy that put a whole family in debt. I pray they will be able to recover the family of Ikuyeju there in Abego. I pray they will be able to recover, sooner or I don't know. Okay, so I don't know Mr. Demain, but even if he was the leader, are leaders called to destroy or to build? Are leaders called to support the community and build the community or to destroy it? These are disturbance. These are disturbing issues. Seriously. These are very disturbing issues. Very seriously. So, this is exactly what I have decided that I will bring to your notice, that we must do something about it. It's not fair, it's not right, and it shouldn't continue that way. We want a community. You see, Baba Lene is no longer with us, but I want to believe he has gone to join the cloud of witnesses, and they keep watching us, and also have your own father, my own father. You see, on this page, it was posted, I guess, yesterday. Let me say a few things about Abe-Ugbonla, about the CNS Church of Zion, about Abe-Ugbonla and other places. Abe-Ugbonla belongs to all our fathers, including your father and my father, because they built it together. I understand that Baba Lene was the visionary, and he was the founding father. Are you aware that I've seen people also coming up controversially whether Abe-Ugbonla belongs to Baba Lene? And I started asking questions. Baba Lene has the legal paper that Abe-Ugbonla belongs to him and his church members. And you know the kind of Abe-Ugbonla Baba Lene built. He didn't build something. He didn't build a church system to enrich himself and his children. If not, probably, instead of pushing Baba Jemine forward to be a spiritual head when he left, he could have picked one of his sons. Baba Lene has sons that are leaders of churches. He never go to their side. He didn't want to build a worship center where you enrich yourself and just your siblings. It's a community that belongs to the people. That was a kind of system Baba Lene built before he died. And we wish to uphold it that way. That Abe-Ugbonla, the Zion Church, belongs to you, your children, your father, my father, me, and my children. All of us. So we must not allow it to die in our time. Our fathers have done their part, they have gone. They built it. And when they left, must we allow it to die? This is one of the reasons some of us are shouting to the hearing of the public and are correcting information. There are a lot of fake news that have spread all over the place. I don't even care. The most important thing is the people of the Zion Church worldwide should feel safe to worship. The people of Abe-Ugbonla should feel safe to worship and live in their community. The people of Abe-Ugbonla should feel safe to worship and live safely in their community. There should be no encroachment of whatsoever that will destabilize the people. A major sign for you to know that something is wrong with this idea of bringing ballet to a Christian community is the way they are destroying things. You have been appointed a ballet, but it was not, Mr. Demain, please. It was not Baba Lene that appointed Zacchaeus as ballet. I don't know, probably he was a leader during the era of Baba Lene. I can't see. Okay? But Baba Lene was never involved with leadership, with traditional leadership thing. All he did was to make sure things were in their right places, even in the traditional atmosphere of the Elijah land. He never involved himself. He was a spiritual leader, and he decided to face it squarely, not wanting to be distracted. So this fight, this awareness is not all about nobody's competing with traditional leadership. What we are saying is that Abe-Ugbonla and Abe-Ugbonla is a Christian community. Let it remain so. The present Olugbo of Igbo land is not the first Oba in our land. If in his time he decides to close down the churches, I don't think God will allow that, and I don't think people like me and other people will allow it. It's not done anywhere. We want it to get to a point where even in these Christian communities, we do acknowledge the Oba. Of course, how can the Christian leaders and the community leader, that is the traditional leaders, will be conflicting over what? Over what? It doesn't make sense. When outsiders hear this, they wonder what is wrong with us in Elijah land. And for Oba, and Oba sewa, pe Oba ya veso joba ni joba nola. But a joba that develop so tiri anji Oba tí ó jẹ nígbà rẹ̀ jí ìlú da ìgboro títí láíláí wele gbàgbé ran irun ṣe Baba Lene rin. Ọmọ Baba Lene ran sin an lè fi ọwọ́ gbà àyájá sọ̀rọ̀ torí ba nga ṣe bàjẹ́ jí kú. Ìwọ yo yẹ pé bare ne kini ji wo to jo ye je attach ara ẹ ma reasonable thing je correct some errors happen in your past generation or in your gone generation. Otomi join in hands and be destroying what is, for the people. It can't work. It can't work. Fine, we are not rich people, but rich people are taking us to court to do all those things. But we have God and we have integrity. Baba Lene was a man of integrity, honored by the presidency, by the government, by, all over. So now for a new king who they say no, not the only king that did not know Joseph was a pharaoh. And you know who a pharaoh was. That the only king that did not know Joseph was a pharaoh. So if we are having kings who do not want us to remember people who helped build our community, then something is wrong. Very soon, we will be posting a video of Baba Lene who testified to it how he single-handedly dredge the waterway from Ilaje to Lagos, Sapele, Warri. When it's a capital project, right? When it was becoming too huge for him, he had to officially call the attention of the government to help him. Then they joined force with him. That is how we fly boat to Wofimi wa ori omi e ba possible if Baba Lene dredge on it. E say Oba Ibile, Oba Igbagbo ni. Yet the impact he made in that community, we will never forget it unless both decide pé wo fẹ́ ká foni we nígbà rin omi kọjá wa fi sọ pé we benefit ni wọ́n abawa ti ṣe nílẹ̀ rẹ̀. We can't allow anybody to come up from nowhere to destroy these legacies. It's evil. So Mr. Ajimosun, in case you are fortunate or privileged to see this video, I stand to receive your part of the story. If you are willing to come on the show, I'll bring you up. I'll bring you up to come say your side of the story. However, the building that was demolished will have to be erected. We're going to keep creating this awareness for this error to be corrected. Excuse me. That error has to be corrected. It shall be well in the name of Jesus. Alright, so if I'm not getting more comments from you guys, I wouldn't want to spend much of your time than this. I see us on YouTube, but please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And please like this page, share this video. I see this superb sharing. Okay, thank you so much. That's wonderful, sincerely. So please help us keep sharing and create the awareness. Yes, Mr. Agago Emmanuel is saying what a tremendous impact to Elijah land. Sincerely, he did so well. Baba Lene did so well. You see, even those who are trying to demolish his legacy today can still bear us witness that the old man did tremendous impact. I don't know any leader in Elijah land that have done much as Baba Lene did in Ilaje? Have you seen the condition of the Ilaje land? Despite the numerous obas that we have, let me show you one. Let me show you what Ilaje land. In case you are staying abroad or staying, elsewhere, and you feel that when you see some of our leaders well decorated and dressed, okay, and it looks like wow, let me show you how their community looks like. I have it in my archive. So precisely, okay, let me play this. Oh, let me see. I don't want it to cover my face, so let me move it a little bit. If you are not an Ilaje person and you happen to be seeing this video, and you see Ilaje leaders bragadoing, around, showing how I came across a post where someone was saying that the richest Oba in Nigeria is an Ilaje person. It's an Ilaje Oba, the richest Oba. I said, are you serious? He said, yes. I said, okay. Do you know how their land looks in the Ilaje land? He said, I don't know, but that's the rate. All right, let me show you how their land looks like. Sorry, it's covering my face. Just take it that way. Let me. These are the leaders in Ilaje land. These are the leaders. Can you see? Can you see how Ilaje land looks? And they said the Oba of Ilaje is the richest among. Let me reduce the size so that it doesn't block my face totally. Okay, let me put it this way. Fantastic. All right, so let me keep playing. Yeah, so this is what we have. They said is the Ilaje Obas are the richest. This is how their community looks like. Disgraceful, shameful. Shameful. These are part of their leaders. This is our honorable governor. I want to believe he will try his best again in this second term. Shame unto Ilaje leaders. And waka claim Oba, claim crown, claim. Precisely, this is Ayetoro in the last incursion that happened. So the people in the community had got in touch with them. So they sent me some of these pictures and I retrieved some of them from online, including videos and all those stuff. It's pathetic. When I say it's pathetic, it's very, very disturbing. Very disturbing. Okay? Very, very disturbing. Please, if you are privileged to eventually become a leader in Ilaje land, help build the community. Help people. Be a leader that one day, when you are no more, your children will be honored because of the work you did. You may want to ask that they are fighting the Babalene's children. It's a transition. It's a transition. Let's see what will happen very soon. And let's keep praying. So Prince Gbadebo Ogunfeyimi is saying, just imagine, richest but no impact. Richest, no impact. My brother, is funny. It's funny. It's very, very funny. It's hard for you to identify yourself as Ilaje people when you see a community. Look at it. No impact. Okay? So thank you so much. Okay. Olawumi Oluwasho is replying, Prince Gbadebo Ogunfeyimi saying the leaders have no vision. No vision. No vision. But remember, Ọba tí ó jẹ, tí ìlú fi dìgbòrò títí láyé àmàmà ṣèrántí wọn. Ugbonla dédé rámì ìjà wọn ń sìn, èyàn abẹ́fẹ́ wá jọba, èyàn abẹ́fẹ́ wá ṣe baálẹ̀, èyàn abẹ́fẹ́ wá ṣe kíní kan. Was that how Ugbonla was? Ugbonla was built to that level by the leaders there. Ó hàn dá yín nísìn, àwọn abẹ́sẹ̀ ká ta ilẹ̀ rẹ̀. Baba Lene sọ pé ilẹ̀ yìí ò mẹ́fẹ́ ta, let people that are really ready to worship Jesus Christ, through me, let them come. You want to stay, no problem. Okay, in my next show, I will be talking about Ibaolu. Ibaolu ni Ugbonla níbẹ̀. I will be bringing the case of Ibaolu up. I will be bringing him off. Probably he will have lived longer than that. Ibaolu was there, his place. Ibo Ibaba gbe lere. Amu ala fagidi gba. An ko beri ayen ane. Kini e affect man yen titi man yen recover until won fi ku. Si Ugbonla Baba Lene gbare ware. Baba Lene left us an Ugbonla that will make life comfortable for everybody. So to the Titi Moto you were Ugbonla Baba Lene professor here long ago. He described like he was the architect. I called in, someone was telling me that when the contractor were there, the white men that were to construct the road, when they were there, they wanted to, people were suggesting that they should pattern the road in one way. The contractor, the chief contractor was insistent, but no, I don't want it done this way. I want it done this way. And at the end of the day, his pattern was exactly what Baba Lene prophesied. Word for word, description clear. In fact, he advised that Angaiko Lene area Boka, you might need to relocate and get another place because Onaya Wobe Ora Wo Ole Farakan Ilenga, exactly what happened. So Ugbonla did not grow up from nowhere. Somebody built it to that level. Our seat of the Obas in Igbo land, which is Igbo, Ile Igbo, Fuara Igbo, Obawa Jenny, ni Igbo land. Okay? And just develop it. Need that talk encroach my other communities and all those things. Nobody is going to be a leader for life. But by the time you leave, that is why it is difficult for any government, any Oba, any individual organization, spiritual, physical, or whatever, to eradicate the legacy of Baba Lene. It's a spiritual principle. Will eradicate it? Impossible. But it will look like like a snake across the mountain. That's what the Bible says. Please, I need you to call in and make your contribution. I don't want to be the only person talking here. All right. We have another contributor, Mr. Mayo Washemilore Ibukun. He said, "My God, thank you." Mr. Oyedele Oluwashola Omilabu says, "Baba Lene Ogunfeyimi was a God sent." I extremely and totally agree with you. Let us build Igbo land, Zion. May the Lord touch the heart of people and set our priorities straight. Amen. Thank you. That's a very prophetic prayer. Okay, that's a very prophetic prayer. So these are the things going on. So, in case Bambama, Angami Daluru Reo, Mr. Ajimosu, Otifo Church, anti se rubomi in 1989. Church, Baba Lene anti se rubomi nga o ma training. Church ni ama un se ojo nfe tu ko. He say, boss Messi was as a leader, Mr. Ajimosu, listen to me very carefully. Mr. Ajimosu, boss Messi wo. Koko le won ra re ran abe. Ile omi go yen se ti re. Ile community building Baba Lene. Koko le won ra re aja ma pe you are a leader, a visionary leader. And creating jobs. Elijah leader, is there a problem with creating jobs for the people? Mention the jobs that are in Elijah land today as a Niger Delta area, producing crude oil, major revenue for the state and for the country, the nation. Not a single job. Local government, teaching, and I do not discredit all these jobs. I'm saying we need jobs, more jobs. Or everybody is scattered. Elijah people are scattered all over looking for greener pasture. Even somebody like me as an Elijah woman. With what my community is producing, with the revenue, the kind of revenue, the percentage of revenue as an Elijah woman that my community is producing and adding to the whole of Nigeria and Ondo State, I shouldn't be traveling up and down looking for greener pasture. But our leaders, As a man, Kuba without making impact in your community. And I thought make impact and you destroy impact in devils. So in the absence of other comments, questions, calls, I think I'll be calling it a day and I'll be seeing you some other time. Do me a favor, share this video. Create awareness. Help people. Be your brother's keeper. Support the community. Don't be a problem. There are problems. There are problems. I'm talking about the problems doesn't automatically bring solution. Unless once you are going to talk about it, there's tendency that solution might come in between, just like we are doing right now. Okay? But without having any solution at hand, it's unnecessary to begin to get angry. But contribute your quota in your own little way. Make life comfortable for the people, vulnerable people, innocent people. Baba Lene lived for the people. It is hard, I said earlier, for you to see any of Baba Lene's children in the top position of the Zion churches. Because he believed that this church God has called me to build is for the people, not for my family. No wonder it was an Ijo man. He proposed to be the spiritual head. Until date, we've interviewed Baba Yodele and other people. Baba Legbe had interviewed Dedinga. They repeated the same thing. A kind of church Baba Lene built was the one that, as a spiritual leader, it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be any of his child or children. It could be anybody, any tribe, anything, as long as you are going to abide by the tenets of the church and preach Jesus according to the Bible. That anybody can be the spiritual head. But as far as the community head is concerned, he said, Ademi, Tomamini. So he has not built a Christian community that will make life miserable for people as we have people trying to do today. And repent. But again, please, ambami sign petition online. Okay? Sign the petition online. You don't have to disclose your identity. Okay? It's there on Ajigbade Lene page. Sign the petition for the reconstruction of the building that Mr. Ajimosu brought down a few weeks ago. Okay? I address the petition to CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria, to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to Ondo State Government, to our Kabiyesi, Oba Frederick, the Olugbo of Igbo land. I address it to the leadership of CNS Church of Zion, to Oba of Zion, Oba Mobolorun Lene. I address all this and the leadership of Zion churches worldwide. That one of your churches, you see, and it's symbolic. It's symbolic. It's symbolic because this is a legacy. And we wonder why, what type of devil could possess someone to destroy the legacy that he once honored, just like one of our, viewers commented. So I'll be leaving you today. Yeah, the truth will always prevail. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you. Share this video. Like it. Invite more people. Like the page. And if you're on the YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Share also. And let's create more awareness for the safety of our people. Okay? And for the development of our community. A leader is not a leader if he doesn't make a positive impact in the community and in the life of the people of the community. We will call him a dictator if he doesn't do either. So, and that is what I stand for. I'll be seeing you some other time. This is Ajigbade Lene Television. We have a lot of beautiful things coming up. Very soon we'll be posting. Affair encouraging Elijah singers, young Elijah singers. There might be problems going on up and down. We know that. One of the reasons why we don't know a lot of gifted, talented Elijah singers is because there's no forum to promote them. We now have a recording label under the Ajigbade Lene Television to support you if you have singing ministry or singing talent. Very soon we'll be making a post. Please, if you would love to really bring out your talent as a Zionist, okay, you might want to be a part of it and partake. Free of charge. God bless you. I love you all. And I pray, Ọlọ́run Lene, about build the community, about build the church. And I pray for protection for you and all your families. It shall be well with you in Jesus' name. I'll be seeing you some other time. Let's enjoy Debo's music before we go.
Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe jàre, ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe o. Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀? Ìyá rẹ̀ kú. Gbogbo àwọn ẹyẹ tí àkókò ti gbéraga lójú rẹ̀ wá fọwọ́ lẹ́rán. Wọ́n fẹ́ wo bóyá fẹ́ sin ìyá rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀. Ìbẹ́ ti bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́nu kò lè sin ìyá rẹ̀ sínú igi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò lè sin sínú àpáta. Ó bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún ọjọ́ púpọ̀ kan tó bá sin ìyá rẹ̀ ọ̀hún sínú èèpẹ̀ amọ̀. Àgbéraga ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra yín. Àgbéraga ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra. Àbànújẹ́ ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra yín. Àbànújẹ́ ẹ lọ ṣọ́ra. Òjò ẹ̀san kò ní gbé sókè. Òjò ẹ̀san kò ní gbé sókè yóò rọ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe o. Ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dàbí òwe o. My people, this world e get as e be. If Elijah man tell you say bí wo ráyé dùn má bójú ẹ̀yìn, that mean to say if you see this world people make you run no look back. Dem set armed robber free, dem carry Jesus go kill. Wo àrètí bára bàjẹ́, wo ọmọ Ọlọ́run lórí bí. Wo àrètí bára bàjẹ́, wo ọmọ Ọlọ́run lórí bí. Ayé àgbẹ̀